Today on 2+U Nevada.
The key here is that there's strength in numbers. So the more families that sign the pledge, the less pressure there'll be on all kids to have a smartphone in elementary or middle school.
Taking the pledge is free, and 2 events to learn about the Wait Until 8th movement are free as well. We sit down with local organizers of this movement to keep our kids safe from social media.
We know busy working adults are often not really worried about whether they're going to develop a chronic disease.
You may be crazy busy, which is why Hometown Health is doing its part to make it easy peasy for you to get an in-depth health assessment with your provider. Plus,
I thought it was a dog over by my pump house, and come to find out it's a pig.
one neighborhood is going hog wild, and local authorities can't really do anything about the perpetrating pig. You're watching 2+U Nevada. It's home.
Put everything back in your house the way you like it.
With community and family. And this really is a family affair. It's local food.
I got garlic in mine, capers.
It's health and wellness. Plus,
we don't have these, and we could be using them.
With plenty of entertainment. 2+U Nevada, brought to you by 911 Restoration. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. Admittedly, I'm a Karen. I'm that person on our block who has a yellow plastic figurine which states "Drive like your kids live here." And I've even called the Reno Police Department to ask if they patrol our neighborhood for speeders. That's because we live on a street where there are children playing in the front yard. There's a home full of boys down the street who love to play soccer in the road or ride their bikes. Our kids like to be outside, and I don't know whether this happened once I became a mom, but it's not just young drivers who are driving like bats flying wild. Look at this video from yesterday. This is me backing into my driveway, and someone clearly was in a hurry. If my car hadn't stopped with its safety feature, this would have been a wreck. Now, I say this because if the speed limit on any given street is 20 miles an hour, it will take you 3 minutes to drive a mile. If you're speeding and you're going 30 miles an hour, it will take you 2 minutes to drive that same mile. You only save a minute. But think of this. At 20 miles per hour, most pedestrians survive getting hit by a car. At 30 miles an hour, 1 in 5 pedestrians may die. And at 40, 8 to 9 out of 10 pedestrians may die. 50 miles per hour, always fatal. Just stew on that. Now, I'm off my soapbox. We do have a fantastic show for you today, so don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us again this afternoon, Brandy Vesco with Wait Until 8th and your co-founder, Larissa. You guys, thank you both so much for joining us again. This is something that I am fully behind. The Wait Until 8th movement, Brandy, you brought to our community. It's a grassroots effort that's happening nationwide. Tell folks about it.
Yes, so Wait Until 8th is a free online pledge parents can take to say not yet to the smartphone together until at least the end of 8th grade. It's for smartphones only, so you can still give your kid a basic phone or smartwatch with limited features. The key here is that there's strength in numbers. So the more families that sign the pledge, the less pressure there'll be on all kids to have a smartphone in elementary or middle school just to fit in.
Absolutely. I mean, and we've had this conversation. I did a mom flex here a few months ago, and I texted all of my kids' friends' parents saying, hey, we're doing landlines right now. And we gave them the landline number. And that was just because I say that the smartphone is kind of like the gateway drug into the apps that we don't want our kids to have access to for their mental health right now.
Exactly.
How did you learn about Wait Until 8th?
Well, for starters, it's in chapter 9 of Jonathan Haidt's best-selling book, The Anxious Generation. He mentions Wait Until 8th as a great collective action step parents can take. because the pledge only kicks in once at least 10 families from the same grade in school sign. So you can kind of rest assured that your kid won't be the only one without a smartphone. So I'd read about it there, and then as a former education reporter, I had seen a lot about youth mental health and smartphones and this movement of wait until 8th.
I'm so glad as a parent that the pendulum seems to be swinging back in access, like technology access, and just monitoring that access for kids, because you were saying that you really wanted to implement this once your young child came home and said, hey, my friend has a phone.
Yeah, my 8-year-old, I mean, she's in 3rd grade and half her friends already have smartphones. So people might think this seems early, but it's not. We know 1st graders and 2nd graders. And I mean, that pressure really ramps up once 4th and 5th grade hit.
Absolutely. The peer pressure is there. So if we as parents collectively say, hey, we're not going to. So this is something that you're trying to get into local schools and get that information into local schools. Larissa, we're going to be having an event at Collin Ranch Elementary coming up. What is the point of getting the information into local schools?
Well, digital technology over the past 3 decades has just exploded, and there's information everywhere. And people are really taking advantage of the communication platforms. And we really want to just bring an awareness to the risks that are out there. There's a lot of risks for kids, especially under the age of 14. And it's a really critical time for brain development right now. And so we want parents to be aware of these risks, and we want people to come out and watch the documentary so they can learn about the risks as well.
And you mentioned the documentary. So this event that we're having at Collin Ranch, what day is that, March?
It's Monday, March 16th.
And then there's another event coming up in Sparks for all families. So anyone who's interested in learning about this, that's going to be what day?
That'll be Tuesday, April 14th in Sparks. That's open to all the Washoe County parents.
And so at these events, there's going to be a screening of what film?
So it's going to be of Childhood 2.0, and it's a documentary, and you will hear firsthand accounts from real teenagers who are living using these social media devices and platforms and the risks that they have encountered on a daily basis.
You know, and I know you're not here representing any school or the school district, but I'd be remiss because you are here in Scrubs. You are a person who has day-to-day interaction with our youth. And what are you seeing?
So for me, I work at a middle school, and I have kids coming in daily, and they're exhausted. I mean, middle school already starts at a really early time, and so if you're up till 10, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning on your cell phone, you're just tired the next day. And so we have lots of kids who are coming in the office that are just tired. And anxiety is another thing that we're constantly seeing. We didn't have this as kids, but kids are recording each other on their cell phones, and so nothing is private anymore. And so it causes a lot of anxiety for kids.
Absolutely. The unknown of, are the words that I'm saying being recorded without my knowledge? I mean, we as adults can kind of grasp that that's something that we might face, and there are work policies against that and public policy against that, but kids, they're having to navigate that, Brandy.
Yes, and that's where a lot of the bullying can come in, or just something silly that happened, instead of it being something you kind of forget about in a few days, it can go viral now, and it's out there forever if it was recorded. And just their bullies now have 24/7 access to them and many more ways in which to bully them. And even beyond all that, these are just addictive interfaces that are consuming our children's time. And what's happening is that they're crowding out these sort of developmentally critical experiences. So while they're stuck on their phone, they're not out watching facial expressions, having adventures with their friends, gaining independence and confidence in the real world.
Absolutely. So again, there are 2 events coming up. There's one specific to Collin Ranch Elementary School in March, and then there's one open to all families in Washoe County that's in Sparks in April. You can find information on Wait Until 8th. Brandy, what can people expect at these events, and what will people be learning?
Right. So children aren't experiencing tech the same way we are, so we need to make an effort to understand that world in order to support our kids and keep our kids safe. Because this film is full of real candid interviews with kids, it's a fast way to learn about what's actually going on. So we're learning about those addictive interfaces, the 24/7 bullying, the fact that porn is extreme and easily accessible, that kids are sending nude photographs of themselves, and that men are trying to talk to children of all ages at all day and night. So we're gonna learn all about what's actually happening behind the scenes with kids and tech, and then we'll be able to sort of unpack that and discuss that together as parents. It's a really challenging topic, so I think that community support is required there.
100%. Where do people go to find out more information?
So you can go to Wait Until 8th Reno Sparks on Instagram, or you could email us at waituntil8threnosparks@gmail.com.
I can't thank you both enough for bringing this to our community, for really being there to protect our kids and starting this movement.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're watching 2+ Nevada. You are watching 2+ Nevada, and joining us this afternoon, Dr. Francesca Rinaldo of Hometown Health. Thank you so much for having us this afternoon.
Of course, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
You know, one thing that we discussed in prior segments was this excellent comprehensive health screening that you provide through Senior Care Plus, but this is also offered to other Hometown Health patients.
Yes, it is. It's offered to our commercial members who are on our individual and family plans that you can get off of the Nevada Health Exchange, as well as those members who are enrolled in plans for their small businesses.
And this is so cool because it gives a person a long appointment with their primary care provider to really get an assessment.
Absolutely. So this does not replace an exam with your primary care provider, but you do have the opportunity to come and have a 40-minute visit with one of our providers at one of two locations. We have a location here at the Del Monte Clinic. We also offer comprehensive health assessments at our location at the Los Altos Urgent Care in Sparks. And essentially what it is an opportunity to get ahead of your health. We know busy working adults are often not really worried about whether they're going to develop a chronic disease down the road, but that also means that because they're so busy, they're not always taking those preventive health measures. And this is really a chance to sit down, review your clinical history, review your current conditions, all of your medications, kind of check the boxes on some of those preventive health measures, like scheduling your mammogram or scheduling your colonoscopy or getting your blood work checked, and making sure that we're crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's so that when you do see your primary care provider, you actually have the time in that 20 or 25-minute appointment to talk about the things that most concern you, and everything else is up to date in your medical record.
And for folks at home who are going, a 40-minute appointment, I don't have time to, shampoo my hair in the morning. Those are the people that really need to make this commitment, and explain why.
I think it should be a priority because the more preventive health care you consume, the healthier you'll stay later in life, right? We want to get ahead of some of those conditions. Say, for example, you come in for a visit and we see that your hemoglobin A1C, which is a blood test that can detect pre-diabetes, is elevated. There's a lot of just lifestyle changes and one or two medications you can take to actually prevent the development of full-blown diabetes, which can have a lot of health consequences down the line. So it's really important to come in for these visits, talk to our providers, have those preventive health measures taken care of so we can catch things early.
And really and truly, like that sandwich generation that's got their kids and they're taking care of their kids, and they've got their seniors and they're taking care of their loved ones, their seniors, they really only tend, and this is a broad overview, but they tend to only treat something when they have something to deal with, right? Because that's all they have time for. But if they make this time, like you said, it helps you stay healthier longer.
Exactly. We want to be proactive, not reactive in the way we access healthcare, right? The more proactive we are, the healthier lifespan we'll have down the line.
Now, how long does it take to get one of these appointments on the books?
It doesn't take any time at all. You can call either of our locations, or you can call Central Scheduling through Renowned Medical Group. They'll get you scheduled in under 10 minutes. And we have a wide variety of appointment times. These appointments typically start around 7 a.m. and they can go as late as 5:40.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you can still get an appointment and go to work that same day.
Absolutely, you can.
Oh, see, that's one of the hangups for folks too, is that, well, I'm not going to take off work in order to just go and, talk to someone for 40 minutes. Okay,
Exactly.
What should somebody bring to these appointments?
They don't have to bring anything, but if they do want to make the appointment as effective as possible, any prior records from other providers that they've seen, maybe if they've seen a specialist or a primary care provider in the community and we don't have access to their records yet, any medications they might be taking so we can make sure they're correct in the medical record, that's always very useful information.
Okay. And again, who gets access to these appointments and what are they called?
So these comprehensive health assessments are a benefit of being a Hometown Health member, and it is accessible to our individual and family plan members off the Nevada Health Exchange, as well as members who are part of a small group or small business health plan.
Okay, and if people want more information just to research this before calling Central Booking at Renown, where can they go?
They can go to www.hometownhealth.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Ronaldo.
You're so welcome.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm very excited to have Jackie Grams joining us this afternoon from Vitalant, the Reno Vitalant. And Jackie, we're here to talk about the national blood shortage because, especially with the weather that's going to be happening like across the entire country apparently this weekend, we really are in a it's not a critical stage, is it? But it's a serious stage of a serious lack of donors?
It is. We are being impacted more at this point in time by cold and flu season. So that really hits us post-holidays, people coming back, getting back into the swing of things. And also when you visit family, you usually bring something back with you, like a little head cold or something like that.
100%.
So a lot of people are struggling with that. And then also inclement weather absolutely plays a role in our ability to collect blood. So drives getting canceled, impacting our ability to get to a location. So this time of year is a definite challenge for us.
And we really need folks to donate. What I just learned, and I find it so interesting, and it was kind of because of COVID, or COVID helped speed things along. But if you were in a group that was previously deferred, a lot of new donors can be accessed because the FDA has changed regulations.
Correct. There have been a lot of updates to the eligibility guidelines, and we encourage donors who perhaps were permanently deferred previously for various reasons. You can go to our website, you can check your eligibility status. It's very easy. It lists a lot of the qualifying criteria. We also have an 800 number that's confidential that people can call and ask the questions and find out their eligibility status. A lot of things have changed, so we really encourage people to explore those options to see if they can donate.
That's fantastic. And what's cool about Vitalant, I think, is that you guys have this network. So you were even explaining that Vitalant Reno has traveled to areas where maybe something bad really happened, or maybe there's some major event and there's a need in that community. Explain how you all work together.
So Vitalant, we are in 22 states. So we primarily are on the West Coast. We go east to the Mississippi. And so we're all connected that way, Vitalant donation centers. So we can check inventory levels. So if there is, let's say there's an event, or let's say there's a patient that is utilizing high numbers of units of blood, trauma or surgery or what have you, we can come together and we can support that area. So for example, like we have donation centers in Texas. If there's a patient in Texas that, let's say, needs a massive amount of blood products, we can help out that area if they don't have everything on the shelf that they need. So we communicate, we keep those lines of communications open, and then we can support as needed.
And what I love is you actually said that when, just to kind of bring it home, that when 1 October happened, obviously that horrid concert in Las Vegas, you traveled, the Reno team traveled to not only assist with providing blood product, but also to assist with everybody who came out to donate.
Yep, we did. We sent staff to help with collection so that the team in Las Vegas, they were working just as hard. The response from the community was so overwhelming that they needed, all hands on deck. And the staff that regularly works Las Vegas, obviously they needed breaks and times off and things like that. So we sent members of our team down as well to help during that time frame so we could collect and continue to support the hospitals and the patients that needed those blood products.
Really and truly, when it comes to Reno donations, so when we go to the Vitalant office, which is on the west side of the airport, when we go there and we're donating, what's your network of hospitals? Who is that blood most likely to go to first?
So we partner with all the hospitals here in Reno. We service all of Northern Nevada. We do service the Eastern Sierra. So, we service the hospitals down in Bishop. We service the hospitals in Truckee. We service the hospitals in Incline. I think there's a hospital there. So we service all of our local hospitals. We go all the way out east to Winnemucca, Battle Mountain, all of those places. So we do service our home turf, but we also respond to the need within our system. So if there's something happening in San Francisco, if there's something happening in North Dakota, we will answer and help as we can. We'll provide those blood products to the patients that need them.
For our local center, how many units of blood do you need donated a day?
We need to collect over 150 units every day for the hospitals and the patients that we service.
And when you say 150 units, I mean, that's one person's donation. So you need 150 people coming in a day.
Right.
And that's 7 days a week?
Correct. We collect 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So one donation does impact the lives of 3 patients in need. But we just need that one donor to come in. We need that one donor for that one unit, which we then can break down into the different components that hospital patients utilize. So the big picture, we need 150 a day, minimum.
And it's not that hard to donate?
No, it's always amazing to me. When we have donors come in, they haven't donated for a long time. They come in, our team is very skilled, very welcoming, make you feel at ease and make the process as efficient as possible. So we get you in and out in a timely fashion. So when I hear donors say, wow, that didn't take very long, that's the biggest compliment. And we love to hear that because that's what our goal is. We value the donor's time and we want to make sure that you have a pleasant experience. We want to make sure that you make the most of your time with us and we respect your time.
And you can do it in a lunch break?
Pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if you can't come to the fixed sites, if you can't come to our Reno location, we have blood drives around the community every single day. We run over 60 blood drives a month in our area.
That's fantastic.
So you can find some place to donate. We want to make it easy and convenient for everyone in the community.
And easy and convenient to find out information as to whether you can donate or when you can donate or to schedule an appointment. People can just go to your website.
Yes,
what is that?
Vitalant.org.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We really appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. Very excited to have Jillian Helgett here with us. She is the president of the board of Theatreworks Northern Nevada. And Jillian, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about your organization. This is your passion project, you said.
It is, yeah, definitely. Theatreworks of Northern Nevada is a 501c3 nonprofit. We provide theater for children of all ages, but specifically specialize in children who are neurodivergent, have behavioral issues, or a background of being outcast from other programs due to the things that they're facing.
You know, we are very lucky in the Truckee Meadows to have a very supportive community of the theater. But talk about how it's important that theater is accessible to everyone.
Yeah, so I mean, that's actually what our mission is. So our mission is to provide youth and the underserved in our community with quality performing arts opportunities and education. And for us, that means there is no barrier that they can present that we would not overcome to provide the opportunity for them. So whether that is financial or even transportation, we have children who are sometimes in various states of houselessness or are going through being outcast due to coming out to be a part of the LGBTQ community. We provide a service to them to always have a safe space within our walls.
And Theatreworks is providing this this art to everyone in our community. Yeah. How do you find your actors? How do you find the people, or are they finding you?
I mean, a little bit of both, right? They find us sometimes through our social media, through our website, through word of mouth, which is a huge thing for us because people have the experience with us and they're able to share that with people. We also have gone into the Paiute tribe. We work heavily with our center, as well as the Justin Hope Foundation, both great nonprofits in our area that specialize in people that have, different backgrounds and walks of life. And we reach out to those communities in hopes of finding more children who need live theater.
Before we sat down and did this interview, you were telling me that you have had cast sizes between 12 and 40. So how do you recruit your cast?
We reach out to the schools. We have a lot of children that have been with us since they were really little and now they're in high school and they bring friends. We do a lot of social media outreach as well. All the kiddos are on social media today. And then of course our website and coming on, local community shows like yours.
And then, of course, I just asked you about how do you recruit your cast, but then how do you get your scripts? Because I'm learning that scripts aren't cheap.
They're not cheap. No. And, it used to drive me crazy, but then I realized that we are actually taking someone else's artwork and presenting it in our own form. And artists deserve to be paid. That's one thing that we really believe in our theater, and we do our best to pay our directors, our crew members, and our lighting and sound people. That's its own form of art. So for our scripts, we're actually, even though it's very painful sometimes because they are very expensive, it's important that we pay for those. So there are companies out there across the country, ones that own the musicals, that own plays, and they have catalogs, online platforms, and we just find the ones that fit our shows and our kids the best.
And then when you have cast, when you have these kids performing, do they have to pay a fee for participation?
No. So we have a cast fee that is in no way mandatory. If the families are able to afford it, that's wonderful. And if not, that's okay. We provide that service no matter what.
So Theatreworks is a nonprofit 501c3. And for anyone out there who wants to donate to you because you are providing accessibility for a wide range of actors out there, where do they go? How do they help you?
The best way to help us is to come to one of our shows, purchase a ticket, sit in our audience, support our kids, give them the love that they deserve and that they've worked hard for in their rehearsal process. But also on our website, twnn.org. You can donate right there on the website. You can also email us, theatreworks.nv@gmail.com, and we can set up a way for you to donate as well.
And what about some upcoming initiatives to get more people involved in Theatreworks?
Yeah, so we actually do annual fundraisers. We have a holiday fundraiser coming up where we're going to be making Santa's cookie trays. So we try to do things that are not necessarily theater related, but are still artistic and fun, and just a more fun way to raise funds for the organization. But then you get to take something home with you as well.
And again, what I love about your organization that you mentioned is that you are in partnership with other neurodivergent organizations in the community, like Justin Hope, such a great, other 501c3 in the community. Partnerships are so important for you.
Yeah, just in general, I think it's important as a community that we support one another. I think that it's kind of surprising sometimes when you come to Reno and you see all of these theaters, because that's really kind of unheard of in the world, that there's so many beautiful theaters. But all of us support one another as well. The community here in Reno is so special, and especially the arts community.
Well, I can't thank you enough for what you are doing for our youth, for our kids out there, for the theater community. And again, if people want to go to your website, where do they go?
twnn.org.
Jillian, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
You're watching 2 Plus U Nevada. As winter drags on across much of the country, some are looking for new ways to enjoy nature. Noel Brennan ventures out on a frozen lake in Wisconsin on a sailboat.
Everybody's going to want to come out here and go fishing now.
On a frozen lake, when few fish are biting,
One little northern.
you're better off trying to catch the wind.
This is pretty good. It's a very nice day.
On Wisconsin's Geneva Lake, the best way to catch the wind is to bring a boat that's made for winter.
So this is called Burr Rub-a-Dub-Dub.
Rich Stearns readies his boat every season.
Ice is about a foot thick.
That's ready to go.
And Jerry Ring drives up from Chicago to catch a ride.
I will admit I'm an adrenaline junkie.
At 79,
Have been.
nothing scratches his adrenaline itch like hopping on board a boat with 3 skates and no brakes.
People go, wait a minute, you're supposed to have stopped doing this 20 years ago. But I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
The Dutch were the first to ice boat, but Americans made it their own.
Theodore Roosevelt had an ice boat, a big ice boat, and he would sail on the Hudson River.
Now skippers compete in races on different classes of ice boats.
The power of the wind is so spectacular.
The boats can race up to 5 times the speed of the wind. Think highway speeds on ice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Best I've ever done on that boat over there was 72 knots according to my GPS, which is just at 80 miles an hour.
No need to break records to feel the rush.
A little faster than on water?
Yeah. I mean, we might be going 50 every so often here. Going pretty fast.
Some prefer it as a spectator sport.
Got all the beautiful houses and ice boats going by, and yeah.
On a frozen lake, the wind is the catch of the day.
When someone says it's time to ice boat, you go.
Noel Brennan, CBS News, Fontana, Wisconsin.
You may have noticed many hotels are unveiling major renovation projects these days. There are reasons why more upgrades are happening now. In today's Travel Tuesday, Wendy Gillette explores the trend.
Fluffy white linens are a color match for the icy tundra outside the Four Seasons Hotel Philadelphia. But on a newly opened floor perched high above the city called Sky Garden, guests only find comfy warmth, an art collection, private wellness room, and sleep amenities set to classical music. The new floor adds 8 rooms and suites to a hotel that opened in 2019.
Chocolate hazelnut crisps.
Already known for its culinary scenes, spa with views, personal training sessions, and infinity pool.
The 3 pillars of this floor are wellness, culinary, and art.
Those pillars also anchor the iconic Waldorf Astoria, New York, reopened last year after an 8-year, multi-billion-dollar renovation.
We always say that it's priceless because of the extent the renovation was, but in reality, no, it's to the billions.
Those billions bought transformed public spaces, larger guest rooms, and a 22,000 square foot Guerlain spa with 16 treatment rooms, all of it now up for sale. Industry experts say spiking a property's value can spur renovations, as can brand pressure, or taking advantage of fewer new investments.
Owners are saying, oh, if there's limited new competition down the block, I can be the new hotel, quote unquote, by renovating.
Another renovation just wrapped up here at the Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne in Miami. It cost $100 million, the first major upgrade since the hotel opened 25 years ago. The hotel, one of those where we stayed for a special rate, reopened after 7 months with a brand new spa and adjoining garden area, new rooms, restaurants, and lobby.
Fully renovated lobby, and then you look straight through the ocean, through the courtyard. And I think that should give you a beautiful sense of place.
The space looks new, but the staff is not. The true reason why guests often return. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Meanwhile, housing costs are climbing, and more older Americans are turning to something once associated with college students: getting a roommate. For many in their 50s and older, sharing a home is becoming less about lifestyle and more about staying financially afloat. Elaine Quijano shows us how shared housing is helping seniors make ends meet and find connection along the way.
Alan Ferber shares a fourth-floor walk-up apartment in New York City with a roommate. At 87, escalating rent costs hurt.
So the rents have gone way up along with that.
It's gone insanely crazy.
Did you ever think that you would have a roommate at this age?
No, not at all.
He splits the $2,000 monthly rent for a 500-square-foot apartment with Daniel Yaffet. Yaffet, who's 69, is an avid biker. He sleeps in this loft.
Could you afford to retire, you think?
Well, I wouldn't be in New York.
Dan, where'd you get that cup?
They connected through the New York Foundation for Senior Citizens, a nonprofit that matches seniors looking to share housing costs.
I was by myself for a bit, and I thought I should get a roommate just to help.
More than 1 million Americans aged 65 and over lived with unrelated roommates in 2024, a 16% increase from 2019.
If you didn't have a roommate, could Social Security, you think, cover all your expenses?
Barely. What really helps is working at Costco 3 days a week.
It's not just tenants in major cities. In 2024, older homeowners nationwide listing spare rooms for rent increased by 63% compared to 5 years earlier.
What would you say to someone, Dan, who's considering doing what you did?
I mean, for sure, yeah. I've heard of very good outcomes. I'm better off, certainly, with having a roommate.
Elaine Quijano, CBS News, New York.
We'll be right back. New hope for a devastating cancer in dogs that's often deadly because there are no early warning signs. Stephanie Stahl has more on how other dogs are sniffing it out and doing the research.
Cody is smelling for cancer, deciding among 3 boxes which contains a sample of malignant blood. That's where she pauses.
It really does feel like magic because I can't smell anything from the samples. It's a tiny drop of blood serum.
Clara Wilson, a researcher at the Penn Vet Working Dog Center, says the new study has the dogs identifying a deadly kind of cancer that strikes dogs.
We wanted to focus on hemangiosarcoma, which is a really devastating canine cancer. It's often called the silent killer because it is a tumor that grows in the body, but we don't see it until it's too late.
In the first phase of the research, the dogs correctly identified that cancer 70% of the time.
Thank you.
So they get a treat when they identify the correct sample?
Yes.
Until now, the research here has been primarily focused on human cancers, with the dogs being able to identify ovarian and pancreatic cancer.
The dogs are very unique because they have this incredible sense of smell. It just really does feel amazing and gives me a lot of respect for, understanding that there's a lot of things that I can't understand that they're picking up on.
Once the dogs identify the cancer, researchers look for markers in the samples that could eventually be used to create a test that would find cancer early when it's more treatable.
And the idea here is that if dogs can smell something, that means that there's a signal to detect.
These dogs are laying the groundwork for eventually being able to find cancer early and save lives for both humans and animals. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
There's a special dog in Texas looking for a new home. Blackie was apparently homeless when he was taken under the wing of some Border Patrol agents. And one day, he helped bring a happy ending to another group of lost animals. Olivia Vara reports.
I've never seen this ever in 23 years of rescuing, so he's a special boy. Blackie, are you Blackie?
Karen Washington is the president of Positive Rescuers of El Paso. She says this past December, Blackie showed up to the river downtown past the railroad tracks.
Back then he was skin and bones, and the Border Patrol agents took him under their wing and started feeding him.
He stuck around and kept them company. One day, Blackie trusted them enough to ask for their help. He brought a kitten from the riverbed to the agents, asking them to save it. The Border Patrol contacted Positive Rescuers.
Usually I see the opposite, where dogs are chasing cats, and he's just a very gentle soul. He's like an old soul. He just knew.
Washington told Border Patrol where there is one kitten, there are usually more. One of the agents searched along the riverbank and found the rest of the litter.
Remember, hold it straight. Yeah, up and down straight. There you go.
A volunteer with Positive Rescuers brought the kittens to her favorite hangout, the Riviera, and taught her friends how to feed them.
They're thriving. They are being bottle fed right now with a wonderful foster here on the west side. And I think they will be up for adoption as well eventually.
Blackie received his first bath in a long time and his first round of vaccines as he begins his journey to find a forever home.
A Mobile, Alabama family got a surprise house guest who has overstayed their welcome, a pot-bellied pig. Clancy Callahan takes us to West Mobile, where she shows us why the homeowners say they want this piggy to find a new home.
His rent's due and he needs to go.
Jamie Watt pulled into his driveway and saw something unusual.
And I thought it was a dog over by my pump house, and come to find out it's a pig.
This pot-bellied pig has just decided to make itself right at home.
You're so destructive.
This pot-bellied intruder's been living high on the hog for about a week, rooting up the Watts' yard and trampling over all their outdoor plants.
I just wanted him gone because I know what kind of destruction they can do. But I can't get rid of him. I guess he's finding plenty to eat around here, and he won't leave.
Watt says he doesn't want to harm the pig, and he's tried everything he knows to do.
And me and a friend of mine ran him into the woods, and an hour later he shows back up.
Watts called local law enforcement and animal control, but he says they wouldn't do anything unless the pig's owner gave them permission.
I have tried to find the owner and cannot find the owner, and we just need him gone.
Watt says his ideal solution to this piggy problem would be for the owner to come forward or someone new to take it in ASAP.
Someone needs a good pet, a pot-bellied pig.
In West Mobile, Clancy Callahan of UKRG News 5.
We'll be right back. Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom-to-Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada, or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. Elementary students in Buffalo Grove, Illinois wrapped up a week-long cereal drive with a fun celebration. The kids of Kilmer Elementary School lined up 335 boxes of cereal and then knocked them down like dominoes. The good news, this collected cereal will benefit local food pantries there. The students were inspired by TikTok to create this domino display. The drive was organized by the Student Council and supported by the local PTO. That's it for this edition of 2+U Nevada. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2+U Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.